What's up, folks? Dan here from B. Oh, hang on. What's up, folks? Dan here from BeAGameCharacter.com. We're back again for Q&A Tuesday, my favorite day of the week. I'm glad you're here with us. If you are on Facebook Live, as always, remember to go ahead and ask questions whenever you want. I will answer them as I am able. And we're going to jump right into the YouTube comments here. So, first off, we've got Addy Red, who says, "Thanks, Dan. You helped me with all the things I wasn't sure about in my diet. To answer your question of the week was, are you in the best shape of your life right now? And if not, when were you in the best shape of your life?" To answer your question, I would say that I'm totally in the best shape of my life right now. After losing all my excess weight, I'm really motivated to keep working out and making it a part of my life. Awesome. Way to go. So, while I reached one of my big goals, I would say this is just the beginning for me. Like I said in your last Q&A, the plan I am personally using to get myself results is intermittent fasting. I would like to say that your channel helps me to make my workouts more interesting with all these cool workout plans you have for us. That's because my workouts were extremely one-sided and at times boring before I found your site, and I think that people should have fun while working out. Absolutely, and I'm really glad you think you're in the best shape of your life right now. That's awesome. Keep moving upward, all right? That's the key. You got to keep going. But I'm really glad that you're there right now, and I'm glad I've been able to help with that. Moving on to Addy Red's question, Ben Rex managed to remind Addy Red to ask a question, so thank you, Ben Rex. Addy Red said, "I hope you didn't record the video yet." I didn't. I'm recording right now. "Because my question is pretty late, but could you maybe explain to me what the symbol of the yin and yang means for Asian people if you know that? Do you know some other cool symbols like that one that we can learn from?" All right, so obviously I'm not Asian in any way, shape, or form, so I will just share what I know personally, but yin and yang is tied very much to the idea of there being a duality inside of people and a duality in the universe externally. This goes in line a bit with Taoism, a little bit with Confucianism, stuff like that. So basically the idea is that there is a dark and a light side to everything, and it's not the traditional Western idea of dark and light side like Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker, dark and light. It's not necessarily evil or good. Dark and light, they're represented in many different ways. The genders, dark and light, but a better explanation, I guess, would be like hard and soft, or strong and supple. I don't want to say weak, but I mean, weak is technically a word for it. Translating from Asian languages to Romantic languages, English, Italian, Spanish, all that stuff, can be kind of difficult sometimes. But the idea is basically that everybody has some dark and some light inside of them. And that doesn't mean some evil and some good. It means that everybody can be strong and flexible. And some people are more strong than they are flexible. Some people are more flexible than they are strong. And maybe vulnerable is a good term instead of weak. So like tough versus vulnerable. And if you look at the yin and the yang, obviously there's, they're rotating around each other. There is dark and there is light, and then inside of each one, there's in the light there's a little dark circle, and in the dark there's a little light circle. So the idea is that, first of all, the idea of rotation is something that you find constantly in Asian philosophies, rotation, and it's something that I really align with, because the idea is basically that everything is constantly in motion. Okay, so the universe is constantly in motion, you're constantly in motion, physically. I mean, obviously, if you stop moving, you die. You know, if your blood stops pumping, you die. It circulates throughout you. And so the representation of constant motion is kind of a metaphor for life as it is. And then the idea of everybody having, two different sides of the coin inside of them is also the main point being driven across. And again, it's not good versus evil. I want to stress that again, but it's not. We have a very black and white, and I realize it's kind of an odd, term to use because yin and yang typically represented black and white. We have a very black and white, idea of the world, in that you're either good or you're bad. Something is either good or bad. Generally in Asian philosophies, it's less about good or bad, and it's more about selfish versus selfless, tough versus vulnerable, strong versus not strong, not weak, but supple, giving way. If you read the Tao Te Ching, which is what Taoism is based upon, you'll get an idea of this sometimes. Generally, the further you go into Asian philosophies, the more you'll understand the concept. But that's basically it. It's that there's a balance in everything. Everything is constantly in motion, and everybody has at least some of both sides of an issue inside of them. So even though things look like they might be black and white, there's always a little white in the black, and there's always a little black in the white. So that's where it's at. Other symbols, you can check out the Domo. I don't know. It's not Domo, but it's Tomoe, which is an Okinawan symbol, which I have in my school patch for my dojo, Rising Fist Martial Arts, and so that's a cool symbol to check out. There's a couple of different stories on how that came about. It's kind of like the yin yang. It's got basically like, it looks almost like three water drops whirling around each other. Other symbols, there's the 8-sided dragon mirror, which is another Okinawan / Japanese thing. And I'm not going to go into these in depth because I want you to go and learn about them yourself, because it's hard, as you can see, to describe these outright. It's a lot easier if you go and do some research on your own, because you'll understand it a lot better. You'll grok the mindset a bit more. So yeah, that's it for Addy Red's question. Addy Red, thank you for asking a question. That was a great one. I haven't heard that one before. Just to interrupt real quick, and I forgot to do this at the beginning, but check this out. We got headbands. We got headbands for Be a Game Character. These will be going up on the website for sale very soon, probably early next week. So check it out. If you, you know what, I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna rep it. Hang on. There we go. So we got headbands. They'll be going up on the site very soon, probably early next week. I just got to get them up on the store in there and take some photos for them. So got these in just at the beginning of this week. Very stoked. I'm actually technically last week now, but super stoked about it. Yeah, so check them out. I will remind you in next week's video as well when they should be online and in the store and available for purchase. Moving on. Oh, we got a Facebook Live question. Mike Ohm. Hey, Mike. Thanks for watching. Mike says, hey, Dan, I wanted your thoughts on the Buff Dude / Derby and German volume training. I know it's random. I just wanted your opinion. Okay, so 3 different things. Buff Dudes are great. I love the Buff Dudes videos. They do some cool stuff. I love their build-alongs. I want to start doing more build-alongs on my YouTube page and also the Facebook site as well. So Buff Dudes are cool. I like the Buff Dudes. Their workouts are usually pretty good. Their personalities are great, so I really enjoy their videos. Derby, as far as Derby goes, if you've seen Derby actually almost, I'm not sure when Derby started, but Derby preceded me, and I believe the owner of Derby is a woman, so I'm going to refer to her as she. That might be incorrect, but I think it's a she. Derby almost preceded me in the whole make workouts for video game and, you know, comic book and whatever characters. The only thing about Derby is that Derby exercise routines are great if you have little or no equipment and you don't care that much about actual, I don't want to say actual results. You'll get fitness results, but you don't care that much about approaching the, Neil Ray was the owner. Okay, thanks for the clarification. Yes, Neil Ray. So the issue with the Derby stuff is that, like, for instance, the Hulk workout, okay? So when Avengers got popular, a whole bunch of Avengers workouts came out. The Hulk workout is all body weight, relatively high repetition. You're going to get in shape if you do that, but you're not going to get really strong. And my idea is that somebody who wants to be the Hulk wants to get really, really strong. Obviously, you're not going to actually become the Hulk. Like, you're not going to have, you know, hand claps that, you know, shatter earth and stomp the ground and stuff like that. But if you want to get really, really strong, unfortunately, body weight exercises are not the way to go. You'll get strong, but you won't get, like, really, really strong, especially your legs. If you really want to get strong legs and really strong overall total body strength, you need to lift weights. It's the only way to do it. You know, and people come to me all the time. They're like, I don't have access to a gym. I can't afford weights, whatever. I'm like, that's fine. You can still get in shape and be fit with body weight stuff, but you're not going to become super strong. All right, you're not going to get really, really strong, and that's the issue with the Derby workouts, that they are all completely body weight calisthenics. And because of that, I think that a lot of the characters, Dragon Ball Z characters, various superhero stuff like that, a lot of the characters that we identify with is very, very, very strong. If you follow your workout that you get from Derby, you're not going to get really, really, really strong. You might get stronger than you were if you've never exercised before, but you're not going to get like, like you want to. So that's my issue with the Derby workouts. German volume training is great if the only thing you want to do is add mass and you are outside the beginner, like novice lifter area. If you are a beginner or novice, if you're like, if you're not pushing that much weight, you're better off just doing a basic linear progression program like a Strong List 5x5 or almost any of the weighted workouts that I have on my site, because you want to develop overall body strength first before you move into something like German volume training. German volume training, for those who don't know, is a specialized workout, lots of high reps, relatively low weight. And the idea is that you want to trigger lots of hypertrophy, which is going to give you bigger muscles, but not necessarily stronger muscles. But the thing is, if you're not already at an intermediate lifter level, you're going to get the same results from lower rep training, and you're going to get a lot stronger. So I would say German volume training is great if you are a bodybuilder who already has relatively good lifts and you don't need help getting stronger. You just want to grow faster, but you need to hit that baseline. Like, okay, I'm an intermediate lifter. I'm pushing my own body weight on the bench press. I am squatting, I'm squatting 1.5 times my body weight. I'm deadlifting 1.75 times. You want the point where you're lifting a lot of weight already, and then you move into something specialized like German volume training, or at the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're looking to develop power, something like the Texas method or the 5-3-1 or something like that. So those are my thoughts on German volume training and Derby and Buff Dudes. So thank you, Mike Ohm, for going ahead and asking a question on Facebook Live. You are the man, and thanks for coming by. Moving on to more YouTube questions, we've got Your Name, who says, "Hello, Dan. I would say I'm in the best shape of my life right now, but that's only really because I'm a kid. I will say that I'm not in the best shape I plan to be in." I love that attitude. That is a killer attitude. I love that. You're young, and you recognize that you're young, and you also recognize that you have so much further that you can go. You maintain that attitude, that's going to take you far, okay? So seriously, that's awesome. I love that. My question for you is, what would you do if I gave you $1 million right now? Oh, okay. First thing I would do if you gave me $1 million right now is I would take 1 week, just 1 week off. I would take a 1 week vacation. I would spend all of my time with my family. I'd hang out with my wife. I'd hang out with my son. I would do as many fun things as we could. Not try and blow all the money, but like do tons of fun things. I go, we do Six Flags one day, we do the water park the other day. Maybe we do the Ren Fair on the weekend or something like that. We go hang out at the pool. We do tons of fun stuff for just that 1 week. And then I would knuckle down in the next week after that. I'd quit my job, like right off the bat. Not even a question. I'd be done with my job. But I'd quit my job. I would knuckle down starting the next week, and I would just hustle my ass off. I would just work really, 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 really hard and do everything I could to make sure I never had to touch any more of that $1 million. I would want to get super entrepreneurial, just because the only reason I'm not doing that right now is because I don't have any security. All right. I've got some savings, but I don't have enough savings that I'm comfortable, just punting everything and working on the stuff I'm passionate about. So I'm still working at a job that I don't enjoy very much in order to gain the security I need to do everything that I want to do. So that $1 million, more than anything else, would just give me security. It would give me the comfort that I needed to be able to say, you know what? Even if everything falls out from under me and everything goes bad, my family's not going to end up homeless because I've got $1 million in the bank. So that's what I do. I would put it in the bank, and I would touch it as little as possible. And it wouldn't be straight the bank. I'd probably put some of it in the bank, and I'd probably put most of it into investments, and I'd pay off my house. That's what I do. I'd pay off my house, put most of it in investments, put a little of it in the bank for security purposes, and then I would do my best not to touch it at all. I would use what of it that I needed to leverage businesses, but for the most part, I feel like I'm this close to being able to go it alone anyway. So I would keep that money as the security and the startup cash necessary to, say, get a whole bunch of merchandise going for Be a Game Character and start developing the RPG fitness app. Hire a developer to go ahead and do that, which is something I want to do in the future. A little spoiler that's coming down the pipe. All right. So I would hire somebody, to do the RPG fitness app. I would do, get a professional web designer. I do little things. And I say little because they're little if you have $1 million. Right now, spending $3,000 on a professional web designer, another, $6,000 on an app, that's a lot of money for me. But if I have $1 million, that's not that much money. And I would use it to just kickstart everything. And that's it. There would be a little kickstart, and then it would be security after that. And it would be investment capital. So, excellent question. Thank you, your name. And moving on, we have BenRex777 who says, "Hello, Dan. Your tip about my lifestyle is funny. If it works for you, it's fine. Hey, man, that's the way it is. There are not many people out there who would give such a simple and open answer. That's the way it is, man. I mean, who am I to tell you how to live your life if you're already happy with how your life is? Yeah, I'm a fitness guy, and I want to see everybody be in shape and be healthy and stuff like that. But if you're 300 pounds... and you are honestly, totally, completely, not saying that you are 300 pounds, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, if you're 300 pounds and you're honestly, totally, completely happy with who you are, where you're at in life and your capabilities, and I mean that honestly, straight up, not just what you tell yourself, that's great. Perfect. Do what you want to do. Who am I to tell you? But most of the people that I know that are overweight, not to pick on them, because I don't like to pick on people, but a lot of them do have some regrets about being overweight. And a lot of them wish they could have a magic pill that they could take that would make them not overweight anymore. Which is why so many diet industry supplement crap is out there. There's so much crap out there. I hate it. There is no magic pill. There is no magic pill. There is no magic pill. But if you're totally happy with where you're at, good. I can't tell you any more than that. That's great. So now that I've ranted about that enough, let's move back to Benrex. I have watched the scenes about Tien and Cell. Since I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z, I don't know the relation of his strength, but he seems strong to me. Only the short fight in Dragon Ball Z Abridged wasn't that funny on its own, and I don't want to watch the entire series. Yeah, if you don't know the series, the thing in Dragon Ball Z Abridged is not that funny. It is hilarious if you've watched Dragon Ball Z your whole life, like I did. All right, question time. What did you do on your vacation? I slept. My vacations were very short and abridged because I don't have any vacation time at work. So I went down to the shore for 2 days, and then I left my wife and my kid there, and I came back up and I worked for 4 days, and then I went back down the shore again for another 2 days, and then I came back up and worked again. So that was how it worked. So the very tiny, condensed, hyper small vacation time. So I slept a lot, and I floated around in a tube, and I jumped in the waves, and went to the boardwalk and ate bad food and went on rides. And that was my vacation. It was fun. When I look at the energy small children have, then my body was in my best shape in my childhood. I will never be that fit and agile again. However, my brain is a totally different story. It is amazing how much information you learn and process while studying. My brain will be in its best shape in the coming few years, but the body and brain are things that are only there to better enjoy life and to help the people around you. More important is your personality. I already am somewhat helpful, cheerful, and kind. I hope that this trait of mine will grow until my life ends. That's a fantastic attitude. It is funny how much a different workout for a few days can change. In my vacation, I canoed for 8 days. Wow. After I came home, climbing the stairs was a bit more tiring. On the other hand, in the morning when I take the milk out of the fridge, I always weigh it with my hands to see if I need to take out another one. But because my arms were stronger, I thought the milk was almost empty. The still closed milk was just as light. I needed a few days until I could weigh it correctly again. Ha! That's funny. Yeah, totally. And the thing is, you can maintain your stair climbing fitness as well as you maintain your milk lifting fitness and have them both at the same time. You can have the best of both worlds in that one. So, and now the question for you, do you think humanity will be able to travel to the stars? I think it is only possible if we invent a way to teleport big objects over big distances with little energy and little strain. Without anything else, it will take so much time and resources that we're not even capable of getting to the closest star. Oh, cool. I love this. I'm kind of a space/futurism geek, so I appreciate this question. I think that we will one day travel the stars. I think right now we're probably not even capable of comprehending the method that we will use outside of basically that, learning how to move big objects over big distances without much energy invested. And the not much energy invested thing is not that big a deal because we're so early in our utilization of energy. We have tons more ways that we can get energy, Dyson spheres, nuclear fusion, tons of ways that we can still get way more energy out of the universe than we currently get. So I don't think small amount of energy is necessarily important. I think the big objects over big distances is a big enough hurdle by itself. I think if we find a way to do it that, requires, tons and tons of energy, we'll be able to figure out the energy thing. We're already getting better at that. The big objects over big distances is the hard part. I think it's going to come in two waves. I think first we're going to leapfrog. Obviously, the next thing is Mars. And the moon potentially. I think we're going to leapfrog while we still, over the distances that we can travel in a relatively manageable amount of time. And by manageable amount of time, I mean like within one human lifetime. So I think we're going to leapfrog out into our solar system relatively quickly. I mean, on the grand scheme of things, like I'm saying, over the next century or so, we're going to start leapfrogging out into our own solar system. So that I think is going to be the next stage. But the difficulty is the order of magnitude from solar system travel, which is already pretty big, to inter-system travel, like going from here to another star. That is huge, and people don't really comprehend that, but that is huge. Even traveling at light speed, which we do not know how to do without breaking the laws of physics right now. Even traveling at light speed, it's like almost half a lifetime to get anywhere near what might be a potentially colonizing. What's the word for colonizable? I don't think that's a word. To get to a potentially habitable system where we can set up a colony. So that's a huge distance that a lot of people don't really comprehend. And the idea that even traveling at light speed, we're still going to, leave here and get there like decades older than we were when we left is kind of crazy. Plus, then you've got relativity, how time passes when you're traveling at near light speed, and the difference in that, and the fact that when people get there, they're going to be, way kind of ahead of our time. It's tough to describe. It's relativity is a funky thing. But so, in answer to your question, I think we will be able to travel to the stars. I think we need a lot of technological innovations before we travel to the stars. I think we're going to be traveling within our solar system a lot sooner than that. Like, I think before I die, I'm 29 now, I'm pretty sure that before I die, I'm going to see a colony on the moon and a colony on Mars, assuming we don't blow ourselves up between now and then. But I'm thinking before I die, I'm going to see us colonize the moon and colonize Mars. So, and that's really cool. I think that's a thing that's going to happen. I would love it if that did happen. People like Elon Musk are working towards that right now, which I really appreciate. Thank you, Elon. Spoiler alert. Unleash the Ultramind, going live again today, and we did, in fact, cover Elon Musk, so that is very topical. Go ahead and check that out. It should be going up right after this. But so I think we will travel between the stars someday. I just think that we're not going to be doing it within our lifetimes, me and anybody watching this video. So we'll get there, but I think it's going to take a long time. In the meantime, I think we're going to spread out in our solar system a lot sooner than people expect. And I think that's really, really cool. And I hope I get to see that in my lifetime. I really, really do. So that's it. Those are all our questions. Just a quick reminder again, Unleash the Ultramind goes live today. And headbands going up on the site next week. And, I never answered my own question. And in fact, this is setting up for a new feature. Am I in the best shape of my life right now? No, I'm not. I would say that there are a couple of times that I was in better shape. When I was training for my black belt, I was in better shape. When I was training for American Ninja Warrior, I was in better shape. Right now, I'm a little bit behind that. Not much, but a little bit behind that. So, but this is cool because I'm going to be starting a new video feature here on the YouTube channel, potentially on the Facebook page as well, I'm not sure, called Going Superhuman. There's going to be a blog post on Thursday about it. That's also when the first video is going to be going up. After that, new videos will be live every Wednesday. So Going Superhuman every Wednesday, new feature on the YouTube channel starting next week. Thursday this week, and that's going to be immediately after Q&A Tuesday, every Tuesday. So I'll be reminding you about that multiple times over the coming weeks just because I'm really excited about this. And Going Superhuman is going to be cataloging my personal journey to get in the best shape of my life, better than when I was testing for my black belt, better than when I was training for American Ninja Warrior. I want to be in the best shape, period, and I'm looking to figure out what the actual limits of my body are because I have not ever tested that before. So I'm psyched for that. Yeah, so check that out on Thursday. Going up on the blog is going to be a blog post about it and a video post here on the YouTube channel, and then starting next week, every Wednesday. So, that's a lot of stuff. Just to quickly review, we have headbands, we've got Going Superhuman next Thursday, and your question for next week. Question of the week is, what is your favorite color? Seriously, this one's super easy. What's your favorite color? Tell me. I want to know. All right? And it's relevant. Don't worry. But what's your favorite color? Let me know. Tell me in the comments below. Ask me a question. Super, super easy question for you guys this week. You better answer. If I don't know what your favorite color is, I'm going to be real mad at you. All right? So, thanks for watching. As always, remember, live boldly, change the world, and continue to be awesome. Bye-bye.